My oh my. What's going on? Thank you all for waiting so patiently. You all in the comments. I know y'all ready. I know everybody is ready. Some people didn't even go to sleep last night. What's going on? Paid Bomb. Big Worm in the building. Timothy in the building. What's going on? I don't know. Defense has been, I think last time I checked, they was 88. They make their way up. What's going on? Was that John 1? Oh, we got somebody who didn't go to sleep last night. They've been up waiting. I know some shows jumped in. So let me take my behind to sleep, staying up all day for this fourth straight, and it better not be fifth straight night game. I don't know why they doing Colorado like that. They don't do nobody else like that. They try to act like it's cute, but it's not. It's not. You know, make somebody play at night every game. Knowing it's not their thing. They go out there be sleepwalking, and we wonder why. And we don't watch it for a whole season. We know how it go. What's going on? Is that Landon? At the Harris family. Man, let's get this party started. Casey in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We know people going to be popping in to hear what's going on. You know, Colorado is still the hottest ticket around, and we just push it a week further. You know, a lot of stuff I've been saying, we seeing it because this is what we expected. You know, minus Nebraska. This is what we were looking for. A start. Some competitive games. We make games competitive. It don't have to be, but we'll get into that. You know, appreciate the super sticker. Landon. Appreciate y'all coming through last week with the super chats. Like I said, I think it might have been we didn't play on it on my birthday, I thought. And then I went live. I might have went live on my birthday because I went on and did it the day after. So I might have did it on. They played on the Thursday. I don't think I did it Friday, so I might have did it on my birthday that Saturday. So I appreciate everybody for the sending that kind of belated birthday. Even though it was a few weeks later, you know. I didn't announce it. I appreciate it. So this show, of course, is brought to you by Unified Strength. Unified Strength, as you see here. You saw it in the intro. You know, you see it there. You know, it's been the official clothing apparel for Greg Said It this football season. but it was something special. As we see, it's not just about some clothes, but it's a message that we have to send week in and week out to the world. The people who want to jump on and off the bandwagon, the people who hold their breath every week about to suffocate, hoping to see you win, and now their feelings hurt, now they hiding because they really won't see you to lose. They can point out all the negative things, but the point is, CU is 1-0, and they just knew it wasn't going to happen. Now, some people predicted us to beat Baylor. I predicted us to beat Baylor. I'm going to tell you something about Baylor. I compared them to Stanford last year, and, we had a similar thing, except they jumped out. They jumped out on us. And they jumped out on us because it was our doggone fault. Baylor, like the announcer said, all the way up to about halftime, had more yards on special teams than they did on offense. People, what happened to the defense? They had more yards. They got a little bit later. They threw a couple bombs, and the quarterback made that long run. Outside of that, Baylor really didn't have no offense. It was CU's own doing that made it a game. It was at some point, like second quarter, I was like, man, Baylor cannot move the ball on our defense. Our offense was moving, but it was just inconsistent. But it was moving at that point. They couldn't do nothing with our receiving core. The running game was working. I said, man, we're going to mess around and blow them out. Part of me want to see that, but part of me like a good game. But I don't like what happened. I don't like for them to be in a game more than they should. I don't like blowouts. I don't like that. I like a good football game. I don't like my team to look sorry, and I don't like nobody else's team to look sorry. I don't want to beat you at your worst. I don't want to beat you with your backups quarterback. And, I don't want you to want to take advantage of our weaknesses. Colorado still has players out. Shadoze would have made a big difference in that game. Barnes getting there huff and puff after 1 or 2 plays. So we need our big guy in the middle to kind of take on some of those double teams and clog up the middle. He out. Hayden still out. A running back still out. I think the running backs did a good job. So, I can't say too much. But Hayden, if he's that much better, like you say, hopefully come back well, then it should be even a stronger running game. Nobody put the ground on the ball yesterday, even in the rain. Welch held on the ball, and so did Augusta. Great job to those guys. But we went over 100 again, I believe, in running, and that's with them sacks probably hurt, and we'll get into that because all of them wasn't sacks, so it's misleading. So shout out. Will I live stream from the tailgate next week? If I'm able, absolutely. I'm planning on doing something when Unified Strength is hosting a little tailgate. It's not going to be a huge tailgate. It's going to be like a more intimate tailgate. And we was going to originally make it a bigger thing. But honestly, I mean, Colorado and the fans got to get this stuff together. People ready to jump ship after the first and second game. So we keeping it small and intimate. You might see some familiar faces there. As you all have seen, even Rod the Man has been promoting the Unified Strength. And so he may pop through at the tailgate, more than likely, him and Coach Dre. So it may be some familiar faces. Colin may stop by, maybe some. So we might do a little something there just to kind of promote. And I'm going to give you all a chance to be introduced to the Unified Strength brand and the owners of Unified Strength. So yeah, we definitely going to do something at the tailgate. We don't even know what time it is. Hopefully they ain't going to be silly and try to give us another fifth straight. Talking about all the records. What kind of record is that they keep giving these boys these night games? Knowing they don't practice, they practice in the morning. And they come out there like zombies every time. At least they winning. But these night games is rough on them clearly. And we have no comparison. Everybody else don't play the noon game, 1 o'clock. They ain't played one. We have no comparison. Every time what they need to play like, they've been playing as zombies every night. It's only been game night, night games. So we really have no comparison, unfortunately. They stormed the field, absolutely. I mean, I guess they was excited. It was homecoming. And to me, it looked like more people stormed the field quickly than they did when they beat CSU last year. They stormed it twice last year. It was CSU, and then they stormed it. What was the other game we stormed it? So we stormed it like Nebraska because it was back-to-back. And those were important games to them. But I seen them here, like, it were more people there yesterday. Like, they stormed that field quick. And they didn't even refuse to come out. I hate for the game to have to continue, even though, they were so desperate, man. God, these referees, man. It's like they spent the hour trying to find something. Oh, is that they tried to do it with Marion too. Like they looking for a blade of grass. They don't do that with other people. Them suspect calls they been making, man. They don't dissect them like that. I mean, everything, man. Marion, Shepard, they was so desperate. Is that something? Let's look another way. I get it, but you don't put that same energy to these other people calls. Then that fumble, he clearly knocked the man in the air. The ball came out immediately. His head wasn't even over the line. Well, why y'all don't want to just go ahead and call this game? Even the commentators, like, what's really good? Like, they really, really, really was so desperately hoping they can find something. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna say it again, y'all. I don't care what you say. I'm watching this. I'm watching this stuff, and I warned y'all. They didn't want CU to win that game. Now, CU did a bunch of dumb stuff, but that game wasn't set up for CU to win. I'm telling you now, it was not meant for them to win that game. You can even go Spirit. They say divine intervention. Yeah, from the missed field goal to the this to that, because CU had done everything to make this game what it shouldn't have been. But to throw the ball in the soaking wet rain, it's like the rain got harder and harder. To be throwing the ball like both teams did at the end was amazing. But I really count credit to CU when they played that spring game in that rain, that cold rain. You're like, why do you do that? I think stuff like that helped them. Because they can practice inside and void rain and stuff like that. But in a game setting, I think that helped them, man. They really played well for that amount of rain. It wasn't just drizzling, even though it looked like it at times. But it was pretty solid rain. They played about a half of the game in rain, and it's like it picked up. So shout out to them throwing and catching in that rain. That ball might even slip through Travis' hand when he got that ball and they say he dropped it because of the rain. But it was sliding all down his arm. It was wet out there, man. It was wet. I don't know if people realize that. Yeah, I mean, the quarterback come out of nowhere, and they ain't had a quarterback all year. He ain't played worth a crap like that. He come out there like he really doing something. Like quarterback making throws. They throwing Baylor ain't throwing the ball like that. I mean, they didn't put up no crazy numbers, but they made plays when it counted. You look at they didn't really do much. It's probably the best game of his life, but they made plays when it counted. That's what happened. Them balls down the sideline, them I don't know if you call it jump balls, just a straight go route. It was making it. We need almost, but honestly, I'm going with a simple win, whatever it takes. Said we need almost 20-point leads. I don't know. I'm not understanding that. What's going on? So, that makes sense. I know a guy was trying to dog him out. I think we put him up. There was 88. I'm like, everybody else playing cupcakes. So when they start playing really whatever, so they move up to 15. That's a big jump. That's a big jump because it went all the way up to I think like I saw 88. Maybe it's different charts, but I know they're gonna move up. They keep playing the way they playing, and they're not playing cupcakes. And they've been shutting teams out. Like you really look at it, they shut them boys out. And I'm gonna read it in a minute. I'm gonna read the stacks in a minute once I get through this. See, it was really everybody's Super Bowl. Why not? Hey, on prime time. You packing out stadiums everywhere they go. Could be packed out of UCF. It's definitely gonna be packed out. They beat UCF. I'm looking for college game days to show up in Kansas State. If Kansas State still undefeated, because I think who Kansas State play next week? Who Kansas State play? I think they playing Baylor. Who Kansas State play? Let me look this up. Kansas State. I think they play. They beat. Oh goodness. Oh my God. BYU beat the mess out of Kansas State. Did y'all know that? Where were we? Sleep. Kansas State already on loss. BYU undefeated. See, everybody looking over all these teams. BYU don't snuck up. BYU beat Kansas State 38-9. I told y'all Kansas State wasn't that good. They struggled with doggone. They struggled with Tulane, but doggone. They scored all their points in the second and third quarter. BYU. And all Kansas State got is field goals in 3 different quarters, then scored in the fourth. BYU, y'all, they back, I guess. They undefeated. Nobody's checking on nobody checking on these teams. Nobody checking on teams like BYU. Everybody talking about Utah, Kansas State. And then that's what it was. Oklahoma State got to go to Kansas State next week. One of them finna get their second loss. Do y'all understand what that means? See, you're not finna lose no 3 games and make it to the conference championship. Because you losing to the wrong teams. You know, if you lose to the team even that has the same record, you're gonna have a head-to-head. So you can't lose to teams like Oklahoma State, Kansas. Of course, you got to beat your teams like Baylor, but you can't lose to Oklahoma State and Kansas and all them type of people, Utah, because they're trying to get there too. What's going on, NY Finest? Miss NY Finest. Appreciate the super chat, R Jizzle. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, these super chats go a long way, man. I went out there. I'm talking BYs. I don't know what BY talking about. I don't sit up there and spent $400 on some plane tickets. Or was it plane ticket? Or almost. You're like, no, it's 100. I'm like, man, you know, it's no stopping all that. Certain times I'm flying, but like, the doggone airline charged me another $100 just for my bags, 112 just for bags. And I'm sitting here like, man. Then I got a hotel room. That mess was over 3. I said, good God Almighty. And my little calculator, I'm thinking I'm gonna spend maybe about 300 on plane tickets and about a couple hundred, a little over a couple hundred on hotel. No. I spent over $100 more on both. So these little super chats and all that help out. I'm definitely going to be getting some content because I ain't going out of there for fun. I'm going to be getting some content thanks to y'all help. Y'all are how I'm getting out there, you know, contributions, like, you know, what you're doing, watching and supporting, and also your super chats. Everybody who purchased Tanggula box, appreciate y'all. Shout out to Alan. Alan got a couple of them. So shout out to everybody. You know, if y'all haven't, make sure y'all go to defeatcable.com. Get y'all a Tanggula box. That always helps out. Everything helps, man. The traveling is not cheap these days. Then you got to get out there. You got to find an Uber. You got to eat. You know, I don't know what time to eat. Hopefully it's a tailgate or something out there for me to eat at. So shout out to y'all for looking out on these super chats. You know, it may not seem like a lot to you, but it adds up. Sometimes we have a few hundred people watching it. If everybody throw a couple dollars and help people like me to, you know, nobody living off this stuff. But the only reason I'm going to these games is because of you all and our sponsor, Unified Strength. So look out for Unified Strength. Grab your shirt, hat, whatever. It's what you represent when you grab it. You know, everybody don't have this shirt. You can get other shirts at the bookstore, but these shirts represent the movement we have. We unified and we support Colorado because we can do this thing. Raggedy games and all. They should get better. Players return. They better get better every week. They can get better every week. Stay healthy and learn from their mistakes. And they can gel at the right time, y'all, because they can go into this conference and be 3-0. Man, they're in good position. If they go ahead and beat UCF and then go ahead and finish off Kansas State. Kansas State, they put themselves in a bad spot, losing to BYU. BYU sneaking up. We don't play BYU. You know, BYU mess around and run through some folks. I got to see who BYU play. But let me see who BYU play. Because Kansas State got to go and beat Oklahoma. One of them going to have 2 losses. They're going to pretty much be out of this run. I'm telling y'all now. Because Kansas State, hasn't played Utah. Let me look at these schedules. Kansas State hasn't played Utah. And that could be a loss, or Kansas State can get Utah a loss. Utah got a freshman quarterback in. So let's see, Kansas State schedule. Kansas State, of course, play Oklahoma, then they got to turn around and play us. You know, I guess they got to buy the same week we have. So we both gonna have a bye. Ain't that something? No. Yeah, it looked like they gotta have a bye because they play on the 28th and then they play us. So we both gonna have a bye the same week. Interesting. But Kansas State look like they don't play Utah. They can't afford to be losing to us in Oklahoma State. You know, I don't know. Our state ranked number 20, so that's good. Some of these teams are ranked. Kansas State, got to play Arizona State, Cincinnati, Kansas State. Got to play Houston. They got to play Kansas. They got to play West Virginia. So Kansas State, they can't afford to lose to us. Because if they mess around and lose to Oklahoma State, both of them ranked on top of each other, 13 and 14. I don't know how they got Oklahoma State still ranked because they just sit up down and lost to Utah, but I guess they still showing them at 14. I'm expect that to change. Neither one of them can afford to lose, but they going because if Kansas State lose, they can already be down 2. I mean, Oklahoma State gonna be down 2, and Kansas State gonna be down 2. Both of them in conference play, so both of them gonna take. So us beating Baylor was critical, y'all. If you look at these matchups, it's critical. Now BYU, let me see, BYU schedule. They got to play Baylor next week, so that's gonna be an interesting watch in the matchup. They play Baylor next week, and then they got to go and play Oklahoma State, UCF, and Utah. So if Baylor, who they say they are, I mean, if BYU, who they showing themselves to be undefeated, they can mess around and spoil Utah, UCF, Arizona can get buried. So Baylor can get to show who they are next week because they got to go up against BYU. And then Oklahoma State barely lost to Utah. And we can talk about that. You know, Oklahoma State barely lost to Utah. They couldn't throw the ball worth a crap to the end of the game. They threw all over Utah. Everybody talk about Utah. It reminded me of how Colorado did Utah last year. They defense couldn't cover the simple, basic receiving threats of Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State quarterback is trash can material. They took him out the game and put him back in at the end because they were struggling so bad with quarterbacks. And he ended up throwing 2 touchdowns at the end of the game. He didn't do nothing in the first half. They couldn't stop him at the end. They ran out of time. I think they beat him 22-19. They ran out of time. I think they tried to get down and get a field goal and something happened. So it showed me a lot. Oklahoma State, you stop their running back like I figure they don't have nothing. Somebody tried to tell me that's an air raid. They don't lost their mind because their quarterback can't hit the side of a barn. He's not really a running threat. They really built on their running game. So Oklahoma State better watch themselves out because they're not that good. I think defenses are looking similar to me. I think Oklahoma State, they don't make a lot of mistakes, but they don't stop much. Like big play. They don't stop big play. Utah defense, all right. Look like last year. It's not that great. It's not nothing like some world beaters. I think we've faced some of the best defenses. I think Baylor defense is good. I said that before. They're good. They're like average. They compare to everybody else. The defenses look similar to me. Nobody defense just look like you know. Speaking of Nebraska went up there and got spanked by Illinois. I think on Friday night. I don't know. I missed that one. Well, I wasn't here, but I wasn't thinking about it. They got spanked by Illinois. You can't drive a car looking in your rearview mirror, y'all. See, everybody's so caught up on Colorado. We beat Colorado. You better look ahead before you run into some. Colorado is not who you got to worry about no more. You better move forward. We moving forward. And Colorado, and they went up there and lost to Illinois, y'all. Messed their season up because, again, you got to beat the games you got to beat to be able to have a chance to make it to the conference. You can't go lose to a team unless they better hold Illinois be just a Cinderella team, which I don't think. You know, I'm thinking that if you really want to make it, you got to beat the teams like Illinois. You got to beat those teams, the Iowas. Well, you got to beat them for you to think you're going to have a chance for a shot to go up against Ohio State if they don't go do nothing crazy. You know, you got Oregon in your conference now. You got USC. They sneaking around. So you can't afford to take no L's when you can't afford them. If you do take an L, you better take against another high-ranked team who you can face again in the championship. You got no games to spare. And that's what Colorado got to realize. You know, you got to beat you can't play with the Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, the Baylors. You can't play with Cincinnati, Texas Tech. Them teams will sneak some people. They will. Don't get it twisted. Baylor might mess around and sneak Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State ain't got no Baylor. Let me tell you something about Baylor from what I see. Unless they just silly and they just, just played a good game because they want to play Colorado and go stink it up next week because their hearts hurt. They got a good enough defense. I believe when they played Utah, it's just that Cam Rising diced them up in the beginning, and then they kind of tried to make a run too late. And that was like an earlier season game. They quarterback situation. Quarterback, if he play like that, they can do something. Because they ain't had no quarterback that really, outside of them cupcakes, they really ain't doing it like that. So if he can play like that consistently, that'll be great for him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean everybody gonna play that way because they know they ain't gonna come half step. They ain't gonna take you lightly. Like Nebraska went up there and took Illinois lightly. They ain't gonna play Colorado like that. Man, we'll get into them refs. We will. We sure will. Them doggone refs, man. They love letting shit get hit. They ain't calling no personal foul. You know, he said, yeah. Yeah, they ain't help me, man. Like I said, them 3 plays in term of the game, they did everything they could to try to find any hope in them to pull them back. They want to take them plays back so bad. They really helped. They hurt themselves and they helped themselves last night. They really did. Yeah, BYU beat the mess out of them. Maybe they played up. Maybe they gonna be that team. I ain't paying no attention to BYU. I ain't heard about BYU in so long. Then they used to be like in Mountain West or something back in the day, like how Utah was. Like it was in their little area. It was all right, but it wasn't that big. But every now and then they sneak up though. Back in the day. Oh goodness. I don't know how you expect to have. He ain't that good. If he that good, then go prove it next week. Go whoop somebody. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the building. And who gonna be in the building? I'm gonna be in the building. UCF. We're gonna be down there. If you're in the building, let me know. We're gonna be down there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna shoot out there to Kansas State. So anybody going them 2 games, let me know. I'm getting them in. Thanks to y'all. Like I said, thanks to y'all. I'm getting them in. I wanted to do it. You know, anybody who follow me know I've been saying I gotta get that done. And so I'm glad I'm getting that done. I got everything taken care of. Now I need to recoup some of these funds, some good old super chats and all that good stuff. Colorado has the 3rd best run defense grade. Yeah, the linebackers playing, man. I would love to have a conversation with them. I ain't trying to coach them or something. I'd love to have a conversation with some things that I see. Like they can be even better, man. They just some of the stuff they do, man, they commit too soon. They commit too soon. Then you can't redirect once you commit. Get caught up in the wash. Stay behind back, man. Stay behind on the second level. Sometimes I feel like where my second level at? It'd be none, and that's dangerous. That when them quarterback make them runs, it'd be no second level. Everybody jump up to the first level and then play patty cake with the line. And it's like if you want to be a lineman, be a lineman. You're a linebacker, stay your butt back. You making it easy. The lineman ain't even got to come block you. You're going to the wrong hole, or you're not giving your chance to either take the right angle or scrape because you go down there and fight with the lineman. He hold you behind. It's your fault. You shouldn't have went down there. Then they shoot right through the gap. And there ain't nobody at the second level. You supposed to be at the second level. And you go down there with the lineman. You didn't make him come to you. You didn't make him come to you. Don't you think it's a lot easier for a running back to see when you come down there to the first level? And he know I hit that seam, nobody back there, versus you stay your butt back. He can't just run into the lineman. He might run into the back of the lineman trying to block you. It's gonna be colluded. You got to make these people work for it. I've not seen. Yeah, I mean it's Big 12, man. They all. I guess it's like what it always be. They all about the same. Their defense play is about the same. Their quarterback play is about the same. There's no other quarterback. It ain't like Pac-12 last year. We had freaking 2 Heisman finalists in that conference. Really could have been a 3rd one if his season went bad. One of them went. The 3rd one went first in the draft. They had 3 quarterbacks. Then you had Cam showing out down there in Miami. That everybody underrate that because they was too busy hanging on Colorado. Man, they had then the little Fujita, whatever his name down in Arizona playing good. They had 5 strong quarterbacks in one conference. Yeah. Because one cat to go to college game for 2. Yeah, I don't know, man. I ain't paying that. You talking about total? It's possible. It was definitely possible total. To you talking about plane, hotel, even though you sharing a hotel, and then your tickets and stuff. Your tickets can easily be $400-$500 by themselves. Then like you say, you can spend either $300-$400 on flights if you get a good deal. Then hotel would be a few hundred. Shoot, you can spend over $1,000 for two, depending on when you get your tickets and your plane tickets and your hotel and all that. Drop my cash out. I put the cash up at the bottom. It's GB Fit, $ GB Fit. That's cash out. Yeah. Cash App at the bottom. Appreciate it. Teams are coming to play. See you. I mean, you don't have no choice but to come ready to play because you don't want to get embarrassed. You think the scouts there, Dion there, the celebrities there. You're not gonna be caught slipping on that week. You're not gonna be like, oh, I wasn't focused. You're gonna focus on that game from the time you sit on the schedule. Yeah, appreciate you. This Alan right here. Alan, man. Alan is leading the way with the Tanggula box. Appreciate your support, Alan. Alan always supporting. I think I haven't done the Discord. Alan's been on the Discord. The only reason I don't do the Discord during the game, if anybody done it with me, even though we talk on the Discord like during the game and stuff like that, I'll put that up as well. Let me see what the Discord is. But I don't like that because I do stream and my stream be like a play behind. So yeah, there go the Discord right there. Y'all can take a shot of that, screenshot or whatever. But I don't do the Discord because y'all watching on regular TV. I'm streaming it. Yeah, I can't watch a game and be a whole play behind and y'all telling me what good and bad happened before I see it. I can't enjoy the game like that. That's irritating. Like I don't like it. So I try to watch the game on my own, unless y'all watching it on there with me. But if you watching it on your fumble, and I'm still at commercial or something, I'm like, I can't do that because it's streaming, it's a little delayed versus watching it live on the actual cable. It's just how it works. So I have not been this game, and even the last game probably a little bit, but I'm not really streaming the game, watching it together with y'all because I'm behind, and I don't like watching the whole game behind. People even be texting me. I don't even want to check my text until commercial break because they be fumble. I'm like, oh Lord, you mess, like watching the movie and somebody telling you what's gonna happen. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So yeah. So anywho, that's the Discord. Make sure y'all check that out. It should be in the description as well. So I'm finna get into my good, bad, and ugly. Y'all keep the comments coming. Let me see. What goodness, how far behind am I? Okay. Yeah, I got Allen here. Yeah, the game was good. I mean, it was for entertainment purposes. It was good. Yeah, I'm coming out to Washington. No, I'm coming out to Kansas State. I'm gonna be out at Kansas State. Is that you? Are you the one that has the dog when you were well off? I think is that your dog when you be with the players, Dennis? I think I saw you on. If you the same person when walking the dog. Yes, sir. Yeah, order shirt. Y'all can hit the phone number. If you come into the UCF game, you might can get a shirt there and get an even better deal, like a 2-for-1. I don't know what you can get, but the shirts is gonna be at the game as well. But if you want to order online, I think it's a special where shipping is on. Just let them know Greg said it, saying you can get free shipping. All y'all take advantage of that. Shipping be about as much as a shirt these days, so you might be able to catch a deal. Just let them know Greg said it. You see the information scrolling at the bottom. Grab you a shirt or two, a hoodie. I think it's some new gold shirts coming out. I think he said, because I got a white, black, cream looking, and I think he got a gold one coming out for this UCF game. So definitely check it out. I think that's the new edition. The hoodies, as you've seen, like I said, we represent because we don't know where this season go, man. We're going to support our team. Let people know. Yeah. Yeah, anytime you watch a game in person, you get all the theatrical stuff you can't see on TV. The music and the crowd is different. It's different. I just hate them TV timeouts. Like they said, them TV timeouts be long. Will Shepherd, man, I don't know what Will Shepherd, boy, he about to blow the game, man. He let that thing hit off his shoulder pads, man. Use your doggone hands. I hate that, man. You're a receiver, man. You hate receiver hugging the ball. The man didn't even really get in the way. You let that thing thong off your shoulder pad like you trying to catch the ball like this. Man, catch the ball. You gonna trap the ball and bounce off your shoulder pads. Yeah, this is the hat here. I got a cream one as well that I wear. Actually, I got the little thing here still, so that's why I like to leave them in the hat, just keep the shape. So yeah, these little kind of polo style hats with the Velcro on the back. Nice quality hat. Let me see. That 2-minute warning definitely helped them out, gave them extra time out. Oh, definitely. Kansas not that. I mean, but anybody you go playing dumb, you can lose. But yeah, you definitely beat them. You're better than them. You could have beat Baylor by 2-3 touchdowns. Easy. On the average offense today without the special team foolishness. I mean, it's gonna be head to head. It don't matter who ties, it's gonna be head to head. That's why you can't afford to lose nobody who you tie with. You can't afford to lose to a team who, one, you're supposed to beat, and two, that's gonna try to be in championship. If it's got Colorado and you got Utah and then you got Kansas State, and they all trying to go in, and you beat Kansas State, no matter what your record is, I beat you. So that's called a head to head. That's what's gonna happen. Head to head is gonna be a problem. That's why you can't, the fact that Kansas State, who did they lose to? They only lost to BYU. So that hurts because I was hoping they'd be undefeated and that make our game more significant. So now the significance is going to have to go to UCF from an undefeated standpoint. Hello. 50-50 balls is Omarion thing. Omarion is going to be that guy. He go up and get that. He the only person that jumped with Travis Hunter, so Yeah. Yeah, Miami, they ain't hitting on that unless they go. They can slip up. Miami love to slip up. They can go slip up out there and play Syracuse or somebody else. Georgia Tech like to sneak up on people and Clemson and stuff like that. Man. Hey, man. I told you about these refs. Yeah. It don't matter, man. They come from with Coach Prime. No matter where they come from Coach Prime. I bet the Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Yeah, y'all gonna be out there. Let me know. We try to get some. I don't know if y'all doing tailgate, whatever, but let me know you're gonna be at Kansas State. We'll meet up somewhere, get something going. Because I know, people travel. They don't have a crew. I'm not coming with a crew. We just be able to move around and see some things. The ref misplaced that. Oh yeah. Like I said, that right there let you know they were trying to steal that game. When they made us, because that was a very subtle thing. I'm glad you brought this up. Playing for birdies. When they took that first down from us, that clock supposed to stop right until you set the ball. But that man was a good yard, really almost 2, but either a yard past it, and they moved that ball up and kept that clock going. That supposed to kill Colorado right there. Then Shepard turned around and missed the ball. Colorado was toast. It was divine intervention because they did everything to steal that game. Colorado did everything on there to make mistakes, and they also did their thing referee-wise to just take that game away. Yeah, they screwed them on that. There was a little shallow swipe at them right there. They're supposed to took them as far as running out of time, which they technically did. He threw it at 0 on the clock. He lucky in one basketball. You got to get out your hand because the clock was 0 when he caught that ball in his arm. But he did the same thing with Travis Hunter celebration ball, except it was a jump ball. Shador, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, Shador like that, man. I don't like that, but it's like he love that clutch stuff, man. He don't really. If he played the whole game like that, he'll be Brady for real. He loves to be down and going with nothing on the clock and all of that stuff. He play a whole different, just initiative, urgency. BYU has been independent for the last few years. Yeah, but then BYU, I thought BYU was part of the Big 12 now. Yeah, BYU is Big 12 this year, right? This is their first year? Is this their first year? First, and they considered first in Big 12. They considered first in Big 12. They tied for first. See what they do the rest of the year. Overcommit. Yeah. Let me see. And I'm finna get into this good, bad, and ugly because y'all doing y'all thing. Keep them coming. It's on at halftime. The players for them to be out of position. Yeah, but I don't care if you walk up in the line. If you ain't blitzing, get your butt back so you can see what's going on. Get your butt back. Yeah, that's the cash out right there. What people want to know, that's cash out. Get your behind back. Get your behind back because you definitely, everybody on the front line, and then somebody hold you or something. They slide through that, and then secondary all the way down the field. They not looking. That's 15, 20-yard run. Always keep it. Yeah, these are dad hat style. 13. Yeah. But BYU finna get ranked now. Watch. They'll be top 20. 25 definitely, but probably that. They undefeated. I don't know, man. I don't know. Will Shepard running out of clock though, man. He gonna be up there at Canada playing football. He got his shot. The scouts there. This is what he came for. Yeah. I mean, he ain't even gotta say that. But not be covering first and third long. Should not be in cover one. Yeah. They're gonna have to figure it out. They're gonna have to figure it out. Cause yeah. Man, I got a message as far as the cookout. I don't know what time the game is, but I'm sure it's gonna be later in the day. But I got an idea as far as the cookout. The tailgate's gonna be around 1 p.m. So I'm just looking at the message here. Yeah. So the gold shirts are gonna be sold at the tailgate. So you basically gonna be the only ones with the gold shirts. They're gonna come out at the tailgate in these caps, different caps. And it's gonna be some food there. So you come on and grab your shirt there. You're gonna definitely stand out because they're gonna be like, where you get them shirts at? It's not like they out there like that. So it's definitely gonna be a unique thing. I think it can end up being a collector's item, honestly, because we standing with these boys while everybody else flopping off. And if they flop off, then when they try to flop back on, it's gonna be clear who's been with them. I wanted to look at these stats. Let me see. Colorado football stats. What did I have it at? Because I don't know if y'all pay attention to how they try to I did it with the football game against Nebraska to show you what the game really was. So first quarter, Colorado was leading 3-7. They went down there and kicked that field goal. Remember how they got the field goal on a punt return, right? Colorado went right down there and scored 7-3. That's how the first quarter ended. Then all kinds of nonsense happened. They turned right around. They ran a field goal, kickoff return back. They threw a bomb. It was back to back. Next thing, they was up on us by 2 touchdowns. And then, we turned around and scored a touchdown and field goal. So basically, we went into halftime 24-17. So that's where most of the action happened. We scored 10 and they scored 21 in the second quarter alone. Again, only one of those that they scored out of that 21 was from they scored. I think that's the quarter that the quarterback snuck late in that quarter, and they threw a bomb. So they scored 14 in the second quarter, and then the kickoff return, right? So that's how that was. And then we came back third quarter. Defense did what they do. We scored 7. They scored 0. And then they scored late in the game. They scored 7, fourth quarter, and we scored 7. So we scored every quarter. They didn't score in the third quarter, and they only scored 7. If you take away those 21 points, which one was special team, then, we basically beat them, even though we added overtime. They would have been, it would have been more like, what is that, 24-31. And it wouldn't have been no overtime. You also look at the fact that the field goal came from special teams. So pretty much 10 of their points minimum came from special team play. Special team play. That's no excuse because you got too much talent over there where you feel like you should find somebody that's not playing who should be hungry enough. This is their only opportunity to play and prove themselves. And they go out there and be lackadaisical. This is out of all times, like, you got so many people. You shouldn't have. Somebody got to get benched. Somebody got to get benched. We got a clown in the building, everybody. Talking hypothetical. We talking about the win. We talk about hypothetical. Hypothetically, we blow them out by 2-3 touchdowns. That's the only hypothetical I want. To my hook, coulda, shoulda been. We gave them 10 points on special teams. So coulda, shoulda been. They shouldn't even had them 10 points. Coulda, shoulda, the ball should have been kicked out the back of the end zone, and he shouldn't have returned that kickoff. So we talking about coulda, shoulda, and hopes. They got their biggest hope is they was in the game because they shouldn't even been in the game. Shouldn't even been nothing to hope for because they shouldn't even been in the game. So we talking coulda, shoulda, woulda. They coulda, shoulda, woulda lost by 2-3 touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, they said the boy was fast, but hey, the number 4. But he covered a little bit. He covered decent some of the time. Some of the time he was all right. So that's what we're looking at. That's what the game looked at. Now, from a stat perspective, let's look at some stats. Look for some stats. Shador threw 25 for 41, 341 yards, came short of 400. He says 2 touchdowns. I thought he had 3, unless they included the one. Did he run one? Then the other guy went from 11 to 21, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look at that. All that rah. What coulda, woulda, shoulda, woulda, woulda. He only threw for 148 yards. And that probably was a good game for him. So what are they getting their points at? Y'all talking real big. You only looking foolish. He threw for 148 yards. The running back, the top running back, which was him, 82 yards from that 1 big yard. He ran 9 carries for 82. He ran one for about 40. So really, he only ran for about 40. He scored 1 touchdown. He was their leading rusher, the quarterback. So only a clown can talk about how they scored 31 points. Quarterback only threw for 148, and he was their leading rusher. See, Auguste was our leading rusher for only 41 yards, 12 carries. So Auguste led. Welch probably wasn't that far behind. I'm going to have to look at the whole stats. Travis Hunter, our leading receiver, 130 yards and 7 receptions. Their leading receiver, 2 receptions, 43 yards and a touchdown. So when they caught the ball on the almost red zone-ish, fade routes or go routes on the sideline, they turn into touchdowns. They have no production to even justify the 31 points. This was not a close game. Only Bozo and Homer and all the other clowns can say, their total passing yards was 148 yards. That's why I told you they really should have lost by 21. Because the stats show he threw 2 touchdowns. And the number 1 receiver only got 43 yards. They wasn't doing no real damage. It's just when they struck because either field position them, because of special teams, stuff like that. By the way, we had one time we We went for it, which was dumb, and it gave them a short field, and we didn't punt it. We weren't gonna do the field goal. We didn't punt it. We didn't play the field position game. We was tied. I think we was tied like 28 at that point. What was it? 28, 24 to 24. And we chose to try to go for it instead of punt it. That wasn't smart. And they went down there and scored. And they forced us to have to come back and score and tie the game to go to overtime. But we didn't trust our defense to put them back. They back against the wall and make a play. Because they didn't do that on defense the whole half. That was not smart. And we made it hard on ourselves because they went down there and scored. So that's what we're looking at. I'm just looking at the stats here. I'm just looking at the stats because the stats really going to show what this game really even looked like. I'm trying to see the penalties and all that. Team stats. Let's see the team stats. So we had 432 total yards. They had 314. So we had over 100 yards more than them. We had 341 passing yards to their 148. Now, they had 106 rushing yards. We had 91, so we barely missed our 100. We had 24 first downs. They only had 15 first downs. They had 7 out of 17 third down efficiency. We had 8 out of 18, so it was pretty identical on our third downs. We both went 1 for 2 on fourth down. We had 83 total plays, so there goes your conversation about clock. They only had 62 total plays. We punted it 7 times. They punted it 6. We had 6 penalties from 45 yards. They had 7 for 69. They had no fumbles, no interceptions. Neither one of us had a fumble interception. So the turnover game wasn't the cause of this game. We had the ball for 35 minutes and 57 seconds. They had the ball for 24 minutes and 3 seconds. So our possession time was 11 minutes, pretty much more than that. A little over 10. We had the ball longer than them. We had more yards than them. We had more first downs than them. We had more plays than them. They had more penalty yards, even though when we did get our penalties, they was all at the wrong time. We make a play, holding. Some are legit, some not. We can talk more about that. But it clearly was used to control the game because we controlled the game from a stat point. As bad as we played, yards per play, we had 5.2, they had 5.1. Our stats showed that we were more dominant than them, even on a bad day. Yet we went overtime. It was special teams, y'all. Our old linemen, yeah, they had some interesting stuff. There's some interesting stuff going on. CU and then 4-3. City spot can stop. Yeah, they can run a 4-3. I don't know what they went on. Yeah, they had extra line back in there. You know, one time possession. Appreciate the super chat. Jay Brown, appreciate that. Good thing off the table. I mean, good thing we got it first, but I mean, it don't matter because they couldn't score. We'd have to go in double overtime. You know, typically the team that goes second is in the better position. If we'd have did that, people been crying about that. You know, it's you get stopped, or they go first or second. You know, they thought they was in the benefit to make us go first, so they can know what they need to do, but they couldn't do it. And really, you look at it, you gotta look at it, guys. People don't know sports. The momentum was on CU side. They only scored 7 points in the whole second half, and that was on the fluke. So realistically, they wasn't finna dominate us in overtime because the momentum wasn't on their side. The momentum was on our side. We the one just scored before. That's how it worked. We were the one who just scored before overtime. They didn't. I mean, they scored, but we was the last one to score. But we scored more points in the second half than they did. We shut them down. So them wanting to go second, they put themselves in the best spot either way because the momentum was on our side. It wasn't in their best interest to go overtime with us at home with the experience we have in overtime. Their best was to make that field goal, but you know, it was wet, it was far, it was a long field goal. They already said he missed one before. So He missed the field goal, and he missed it. It wasn't even close. That ball went way. I mean, that ball, you got to think about that ball, where it get heavy. It's a lot of stuff. You don't want to kick no almost 50-yard field goal in the rain. But the defense stopped them. And they had the ball in good field position. You know, they had the ball in good field position. Yeah, them sacks messed them up. Yeah, they had that fumble at the end in overtime. But, you know, that's an overtime. And, you know, technically, I guess it didn't count. I guess because it was the end of the game. It count, but it didn't count it. Something, diversify schemes. I mean, I did see some difference in the offense. Let's go ahead and get into this good and bad and ugly real quick before we go. Because I did see some stuff in offense. And I'm going to have that as my first good. I mean, I see some double back sets. I saw some good usage of our back receiver that looked, I like that. And stick with that. Draylon Miller coming out the backfield, who really a receiver. That old Debo Samuel type thing. He's a running back who can run the ball, but he can also come out the backfield. You got another receiver on the linebacker. You know, I like the way they used him on that. They need to definitely keep working on that. So that's my first good. Y'all can drop y'all goods in there as well as I pull my notes up. Have my good, bad, and ugly. And we're going to end with that because got to go with my good, bad, and ugly. So, good. Of course, that catch at the end. Let's just start with that. Man, I was wondering what happened. I guess everybody ran to Travis. I guess because, you know, there's no way y'all sit in the end zone, watch a ball sit up in the air that long, and you're not there to knock it down and catch it. First of all, you don't stand in the end zone. You should have been on the goal line anyway. What good is you in the end zone? You know, and if you are in the end zone, somebody need to be short of the end zone. All of you don't need to be standing. So it's like, it was the perfect throw because it was high, but it was low at the same time because he came back and caught it low. It went in the air, no jump ball. He came back and went to the ground with it. That was probably the best end zone throw ever because they could knock it down if they was in the end zone, but if they was on the goal line, they could have. Yeah, I mean, I think Nebraska probably showed that last year. I mean, they sat them plenty of times. They got beat to death. It's not the sacks. It's the impact on the offense. I mean, I just think that ultimately they didn't stop Colorado. Rain and all. Subpar game and all. I mean, Shador still was only, you know, a few drop balls away, including Shepard, from being over 400 yards again. So, you know, on his worst day, he throwing 400. On his worst day, he throwing 400. They got over there excited. He didn't even throw 200 yards. But he was in an overtime game. So the running game was a lot better. Everybody said run the ball, run the ball. We ran the ball. And I think they're getting better every week. Even though the yards may not necessarily so. I think the running backs are starting to get comfortable. I think Welch is him. He's a high school guy. He's getting more comfortable. I think I think they all getting comfortable. And I think when Hayden come back, you ain't got to rush him and come out there sore or hurt himself worse. Be like Boobie Miles. Let that man heal because, again, it's a long season. We're not even at the halfway point. We going into game 5, right? Going into game 5 out of 12. So no need to get out here and get yourself tore up and get yourself hurt. Second half defense, done it again. Probably one of the top second half defenses in the country. Their numbers on the second half is just scary for a team. The game is close. They need to get way ahead because we'll come get you. And we didn't come out the first possession and score either. Trevor keep missing stuff, man. He made a shoestring tackle, but you know he definitely missed some stuff. I don't like the angles he take to the ball. That's why that ball almost got outside of him. You can run it at the back of the person, you know. Mata, he was, you know, we didn't have to hold our breath on them extra because you can't afford to miss extra points. That can make you lose a game. People take that for granted, especially when it's raining. You know, I always said that Augusta was like he was our McCaskill replacement. He just probably a little bigger. Silman Craig basically was our linebacker. He was that 4-3. He was down in the box playing and making hits like a linebacker. I don't know who's playing this. I wonder what happened to that freshman we had in the beginning of the year who can kick the ball and kicking field goals from big swole freshman. I know he should be able to kick it in the end zone. Maybe we're just trying to give Feely a shot, but Feely gone. He ACL'd out. And then I don't know why they put that boy and do that little fluky kick. You know, I think, I think that we need to get that little freshman. I don't know, where is he? Yeah. See, they had 2 holding penalties. As a team, last year they played selfish. Yeah, I mean, I think what they're going through and everybody on their back like that, they got to be a team, because it's no level of hate or whatever you got time to be going against the guy next to you when y'all all getting criticized. I think that's what was going to rally them, all the doubt and all that, the jealousy and all that. I think like I said, I think we have a kicker. I don't know where the guy is. We had a freshman kicker who swore. I don't know if he quietly left. I don't know what's going on. But I know he can kick it in his own, because he was kicking like kickoff style field goals from the 50-yard line with a good 10, 15 yards to spare. Right down the middle. So I know he can do it. Now, where is he? I don't know. Now, let's get into the bad. Yeah, I know everybody, they like to talk about the bad. I'm glad we had more goods this week than bad. Anything will come off. And look at Amazon coming out a day late. Come on now. Play like we're going to match up against the future competition. I don't know, man. Maybe hopefully it work out for them. Hopefully it's something that it'll work out for them, that they're not showing their full self. So you underestimate that, can't fully prepare, hopefully. Because you can't play like this. You can't spot people 2-3 touchdowns. We can't spot it. Yeah, I know we got at least one freshman to kick it deep. I know we do. I've seen it. Bad sacks. Now, I'm going to tell you about the sacks. I get half of them to Shador. Shador better go watch some tape. Because he got kind of happy when he started running. He was feeling himself. Sometimes he'll do like this, put the ball down. Instead of sitting in the pocket and throwing it, he would be pulling the ball down, think he's going to run, and then he would just, take sacks. It wasn't that the pressure was there, it's that he committed to the run too late, or he hesitated, or he should have just threw the ball. So I think half of them sacks are on Shador. It wasn't that they were just getting to him. It's just he stepped up in the pocket, and instead of running, he hesitate, because he got a lot of runs yesterday. I wonder how many running yards he had. I got to look at the stats. He was feeling himself. But better slide, 1. And 2, if you're going to run. If you're not, then not. Throw the ball. So, it wasn't all those sacks on him. But they had about, was it 6, 8, whatever. So I heard people say 8. Benson was stumbling around like Buffalo foot a couple times. I want to have some conversation, y'all. I need to do a demonstration. Maybe I'll do it in UCF. I need to have a meeting with Coach Lowerhart. I don't know everything, but I know how to not hold. Let me tell y'all something. It's an easy way to block a person without having to hold them. All you have to do, if I had somebody, and maybe when I have a chance to demonstrate, I'm gonna show y'all how to not hold a man who got by you. All you have to do, I'm gonna give y'all try to give an example. Let's say y'all are blocking me. If I make a move on you to the inside, you're gonna try to hold me. You're gonna try to reach across me, or you're gonna try to hold me right there. So this is my inside shoulder. Instead of trying to hold me because I go across your face, my inside shoulder, all you gotta do is push that shoulder. Don't try to grab me on this side or try to reach across me. Just push through my inside shoulder. You see what happened? If I'm trying to get to the quarterback, I'm and I go this way, and I go across your face, and y'all are facing me. All you have to do is push through my inside shoulder. This is the shoulder that's the inside. This is my outside shoulder. You trying to grab me over here or grab me right here, it's a hole. All you have to do is push that shoulder. I'm trying to go this way. If you push this shoulder, it's going to turn me. Push through the inside shoulder. These big, strong linemen, punch through this inside shoulder and push through it. And if you push through my inside shoulder, it's going to turn me. It's going to turn me this way. I'm trying to go that way. And it's going to make me turn my back. Or I'm going to fall. Or it's going to make me spin around. Y'all catch what I'm saying? If I try to do I go this way, if you hit my inside shoulder, don't try to grab me, don't try to block me. Just push through this shoulder. I can't go that way if you push through my shoulder. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fall, or I'm about to spin all the way around. Y'all don't get that. It's simple. If I go this way and I go around you, and then you see me going, push through this shoulder. The inside, whatever shoulder that you trying to rip, push me through that shoulder, my back is going to turn. And now I'm looking the other way versus looking at the quarterback. All you got to do is push through the shoulder. You don't have to grab. You don't have to reach for him. I'm going to give y'all another one. I'm going to show y'all. If you get beat, all you got to do is push through the inside shoulder. Y'all got to understand balance. If you get past me, all I got to do is push through that inside shoulder. Let's say I get past you. You push me that way. I'm going to turn. I'm going that way. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to show y'all at a barbecue or whatever when I get somebody. Same thing. When I played football, I never got stiff arm. You know why I don't get stiff arm? Because if you're running the ball, you got the football, and you stiff arm me, why would I try to tackle you? If you stiff arm me, all you got to do is grab that arm and pull it. Pull him. He's stiff arming you. You can't get to his leg. You can't get to him because he's stiff arming you in the face. Why would you let him stiff arm you in the face? Grab his arm. Guess what? He got a football in the other arm. Grab that arm. He either going to let go of the football or you finna doggone slam his back out. I just grab him by that arm and throw him. Boom. Or I would pull their arm in and come back with my forearm across their shoulder. Just come, take their head off. He got a football in his hand. He only got one arm. Why would you let him do you like that? Try to tackle him. You got two arms. You reaching over a man with one arm. It's my son. He did. What is going on? He got one arm. You don't grab that arm, grab him by his hand, grab him by his wrist, and pull him to you. Either he's at your full mercy. Either he finna let go of that football or you finna slam his back out. Because you got somebody by their arm, you can boom. Or you can pull them in and come across them with the arm right across their neck. They can't defend themselves. I don't did it too many times. You pull them into you. Don't try to tackle around, stiff arm. He don't knock your hole. He don't embarrass you. Those two things I can show. Let me have a meeting with Colorado. Because I saw a couple stiff arms out there. Man, the stiff arm is the worst thing you can do to me while I'm trying to tackle you. You're vulnerable with a stiff arm. You can't reach around. It's a stiff arm for a reason. I'm keeping you off of me. That's a long arm for me to grab. I'm going to grab your arm. I'm not going to try to tackle through a stiff arm so you can push me down. That's the purpose of it. But if you grab that arm, because he put it out there for you to grab. He can't focus on your arm because he's trying to protect the football. So when he's doing this, he's trying to push you off. So I'm going to grab your arm. I'm going to grab your arm. I'm going to pull you to me. Boom. You can't resist me unless you're going to let go of the ball and push me off with the other arm. You got to do exactly what I want. So if I take you and throw you, slang you across the field, guess what? You finna separate a shoulder or you finna let go of that football to brace yourself. Because how you going to brace yourself when I got one arm and the other arm got the football? It is the most vulnerable position for a DB, for a running back or anybody have the ball to have the stiff arm you. It is not an advantage. I'm tired of seeing people trying to tackle somebody who's stiff arming them. They're at the disadvantage. They have one arm, you have two. And if you grab that arm and pull them, they ain't got a chance to defend themselves. I come right up under the arm, I'll pull them in and come like, boom. I'll come in up under the arm or I'll pull them and come through the chest. Boom. They can't defend themselves unless he's going to let go of that football and block me. He can't defend himself. So that's two things. Y'all set up to me, man. Y'all set up to me. I will make sure nobody would ever get stiff arm again on that defense. I watched the doggone, who was that? When they returned that kick, the kicker tried to tackle, he got stiff arm. Whole helmet almost got stiff arm off. That's the best thing for the kicker. You don't even have to hit him. Let's grab his arm. Let's grab that arm. See, your arm is, you're running from me. Check this out. You're running from me. It's space. That arm is like a bridge. You just made it easier for me to tackle you. You think you're helping yourself by stiff arming me because I'm trying to tackle you, but it's distance between me and you. You put that arm out there, it is like a bridge. You just made me come closer to you. Your arm made us closer. I'm gonna grab your arm and pull you to me. I'm not gonna try to go around the arm and you. I've never been, I don't think I've ever been stiff arm. I have clotheslined the mess out of some people with a stiff arm. And they be like, what? They look at me like, how? Why? What? How did you do that? Because before they know it, they on their back. Because they put that arm out, grab that. Take their feet clean up off of them. You do not try to tackle through no doggone stiff arm. Pull their arm into you, and once you pull them into you, you can do what you want. You can tackle them, you can clothesline them, you can strip the ball. But one thing, they have no defense for that because they either gonna let go of that football or they gonna let you have your way with them because you got their arm. They're a human being. You only got two arms and two legs. The two legs running. He can't drop kick me. It ain't karate. It ain't UFC. So you're running. The football is in the other arm. This arm is your only thing you got left. And if I got that in my hands, you have no defense. I'm going to demonstrate it. So that and them linemen, y'all, you should never hide. All you have to do is push through their shoulder. If you push through their shoulder, that shoulder's going to turn them. If you push through this shoulder, it's going to turn them. And either they're going to turn their back or they're going to spin all the way around. There's no need to reach and grab them. Just push through the shoulder. Let's push through the shoulder. Somebody get this. I got to speak to somebody. Like, you don't have to hold them. Because by the time you push through their shoulder and they spin around, if they don't, more likely they're going to fall because you're going to throw them off balance. Can you imagine running full speed this way and somebody push all their weight through this and you running that way? You're going to fall. You're going to fall or you're going to spin all the way around and you're going to be out to play or you're going to buy me 2-3 seconds for my quarterback. You don't have to grab them. You don't have to panic. Push through their shoulder. Let's push through that half of their chest. How about that? This half of their chest, push through it because their chest is turned this way. So instead of trying to get in front of them, push through that shoulder. You say take him where he wants to go. I say take him where you want him to go because he's going to be on his back because you got to think about, if you look at balance and equilibrium, if you're running full speed this way, me trying to get in front of you, I have the advantage if you try to get in front of me because now if my shoulders are going this way and you try to get in front of me, you're not going to be fully in front of me. Half of your body's going to be in front of me because you're trying to block me at an angle. My full speed is going this way. You're at an angle. So you're trying to block me. It's impossible if I'm strong. That's why we've been getting beat to the inside on a lot of stuff. But if you explode through that shoulder, that inside shoulder that's closest to him and push through it, he's going to go on his back every time. He's going to go on his back every time. If he don't go on his back, he's going to do a full 360. He only know where he at. If you explode through that, I got to show. I'm going to show y'all this weekend when I have somebody in the video with me. I'm going to demonstrate it. But I need to talk to somebody because it's like, that's too easy. Like, we're getting holes on stuff because we're panicking. Like, you're trying to grab him. If he go by you, he's actually a disadvantage because if you push through that back shoulder, he's done. Westview, the bowl game. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's done. I mean, it's been done. The bowl game has been done since, the playoff stage because, the bowl game was built on all the stuff that's now in the playoff. Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. It used to be Peach Bowl, not Chick-fil-A, but that's not one. But Sugar Bowl, a Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, and what is it? Totita's Fiesta Bowl, whatever. And they switch every year in different locations, and one of them be the major bowl, and another one be the secondary bowl. Those where the bowl games came from. They existed when there was no playoff. And every year, okay, this year the Rose Bowl is the national championship. Next year, the Sugar Bowl is the national championship. And it is rotated. Fiesta Bowl is the national championship. It was 4 main bowls. That's where this bowl concept came from. Now that you got the playoff, all 4 of those bowls going to be a playoff game. So now you got the Sega Genesis Bowl, the Doritos Bowl. You got all these other bowls, Fluffy Bowl. Them bowls all came for all the people who couldn't make it to the other bowl games, and they just got them watered down. Now you just win 6 games, you get a bowl game. The bowl games wasn't originally for that. The bowl game was originally for what the playoff is. The bowl game was originally for the top teams from each conference. That's why back in the day, the top team from the Big 12 played the top team from ACC. That's what it originally was for, so the top teams who won a conference can play each other in a bowl game. It was never meant for everybody to make a bowl game. It just became like a participation trophy. Now everybody can go to bowl game. You win 5-6 games, you go to bowl game because they got a bowl game for everybody. And the sponsors are happy because you got TV sponsorship and you got brand awareness, and the teams are happy and they get to go get free gifts and have an extended season and make some money. $500,000. The bigger the bowl, the more money they made. And the players got gifts, and that's what it became. And everybody, they start adding more and more bowls. So it was the point where it's like the only people really cared about the bowl. That's when they start focusing on who we invite to the bowl, who gonna actually travel to the game, who gonna actually watch these teams play. And it got to the point it was worthless. Like teams nobody really cared about. The fan base wasn't going. Then they started doing the draft. When you said the Cotton Bowl was the other one, yeah. And then what happened was, people start saying, "Well, I'm going to the league. I'm not going to play in this little joint bowl and get hurt." So then it came all the way down to every bowl except the main bowls. And then it went all the way down to every game but the national championship. And then they added the playoff and went to whoever made the first round. That's the only people who played. Everybody else, like, I'm not going to risk my NFL contract on playing in the doggone Cheeto Bowl or something. So that's what the bowl games was for. Like, it's no longer cute to say I made a bowl game. Nobody cares because it has no meaning that it used to. Now all the meaning gonna be tied, which is what the bowl game really was. The top 12 teams was that about 6 bowl games. And as you get closer, the bigger bowls, quarterfinal, semifinal, that's gonna be the big bowl games that always existed. Tortilla, Fiesta, Sugar Bowl. You still have the AAA Bowl and stuff like that. It used to be Peach Bowl in Atlanta and stuff like that because it's in Atlanta, but it ain't gonna make people want to play in it if they finna go to NFL. We seen last year how many people didn't play in the bowl game because they didn't want to be risking injury in the third string, everybody playing. And it's like, well, isn't even worth it. It has no value because everybody gonna be focused on the playoff. Everybody gonna be focused on the playoff. So that's what we dealing with, y'all. Nobody gonna care. Nobody gonna care. And you trying to play in those games means nothing anymore. It's the playoff. Did I get in my ugly? We already don't like hit on so much. It was 2 drop interceptions that could have changed that game. Non-catching, maybe it's wet. I'll give it to you. Went right through the non-catching hands, trying to catch on the shoulder like Will Shepard. DJ McKinnon got burnt all game, and he had a chance to probably have a pick 6 or close to it because the receiver, he undercut, kind of back shoulder where the receiver was. The receiver was still running. He let the ball bounce off his shoulder pad, off his face. So that was ugly. And then Preston Hard, same situation. He got under through it. He could have redeemed himself and had 2 interceptions in a row. He dropped the pick. So we left some picks on the table. Hit them right in their face. They didn't have to dive or nothing. Right in their face. That would he'd have caught that ball and probably walked in the end zone too, or close. Those 2 plays would have made the game totally different. So I call that ugly. I call that bad. I didn't like the field position strategy, like I said, with the punt on the 4th down and gave them a chance to get down there and score. That put them in a bad situation. That's almost ugly to me. Letting these lower teams hang around. That team was not that good. They were decent, but you let them hang around. There was no matchup. I don't like that. I think that's bad. The slow start, I think that's bad. But I also think it has a lot to do with these evening games they keep making these boys play. The Will Shepherd drop, I already mentioned that. He landed bounce off his shoulder passes as a wide receiver. It's wet and all, but you didn't even try to catch it with your hands. It didn't slip out your hand. It went through your hands and off your shoulder pass because you had no intention of catching the ball with your hands. You wanted to catch it like a little leaguer off and trap it on your chest. He can't afford that. He's trying to get looks to the scouts. He looking average, below average, from a number standpoint and a big play standpoint. Wester the same way, but he don't made big plays back to back though. Will Shepherd had a chance to get in the end zone. He need to do more than a DB drill. The receivers act like they don't know how to catch either with their hands. They all need to be doing catching drills, and they should be doing it on themselves because that's your job. Like what's my boy name? Jimmy Horn. He would have did his catching drills because he was tired of people somebody couldn't catch. That's your job. I'll be on that machine every day until I can catch the ball in my sleep. I did that as a child. I just throw the ball over my roof and go catch it. I learned how to catch with one hand in the 8th grade. I can catch better with one hand than people with two in the 8th grade. Now all the way through. I was doing all that stuff Travis Hunter them doing. I was doing that. Nobody even taught me to do that. Because in my mind, if I can catch with one hand, I can catch with two. It was boring catching with two hands. That's how I was. It was boring. Whether you're throwing it straight at me or whether you're throwing it over my shoulder, I was doing that. If you put the ball anywhere near me, it was picked. I didn't drop no picks. When I was playing linebacker, corner, I played all of them. I didn't drop no picks. That just came like, I don't know. I don't feel like you can't waste that. Like you can't waste picks. Those are game-changing plays. You get burnt all game. That's your chance to redeem yourself, and you didn't do it. Then you go get burnt again. Like that's just not good. No, I didn't see that. I was figuring it was coming out soon. I figured they need to be around that time. I knew they weren't going to go nighttime again, but I knew they weren't going to go early either because, Colorado people is over there. So it's about 1 o'clock Colorado time. I knew it wasn't going to be a night game because they'd be stupid to do an 8 o'clock game for no reason, 7 o'clock game. They both on the East Coast. I knew that, and you can try that mess when the game is on the West Coast. They can get away with that. So I figured it'll be around 3:30, 4. I said they'd be a fool to do another 6 o'clock game. So I'm glad it's 3:30. That's a good time. It's not too early. I know we was planning to open the tailgate at 1, maybe a little before. So appreciate that information. And as far as the ugly, those 3rd and short, 4th and short, long runs, touchdowns, that's for the birds. You bust your butt to get a team to 4th down. It's one thing for them to get the 4th down. It's another thing for you to give a touchdown up on. That right there's unacceptable. Like you don't work that hard to shut a team down when they can't move the ball to give up a touchdown on 4th and 2, 4th and 1. Like that's unheard of. Like where my linebackers at? Like everybody can't walk up to the freaking line. What are you doing? And all you gotta read. They might bounce it out. You just don't leave a seam and then they gone. Nobody back there. Everybody up on the line. That's crazy. Like they gotta end. That's ugly. The referees, that's ugly. The penalties is ugly. And it's not even a number of penalties. It's just that they did it. It's when they do it. It's just ugly. Oh, they're finna get a good run. Throw a pin. Like when Augustus scored that touchdown, they threw that penalty. Holding. We didn't see no holding on that play. I saw the holding with Jordan Seaton. I can have a conversation. I can shut that down for Jordan Seaton. Jordan Seaton, where you at? Somebody get Jordan Seaton, man. I can show him how to not hold. I ain't trying to be like, coach. I'm telling you, they big and strong enough to not have to hold these people. Or clip them. If that man cross your face, all you got to do is push through his closest shoulder. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. He's not getting the quarterback. Don't grab him. Don't try to get across his face. Just go through his shoulder. But so I saw those holes. I'm gonna say it enough times. Somebody get that message out. Running game, man. All game gonna kill us. Gotta run zone. Yeah, I mean it's gonna kill you if everybody else watching it and then you dumb enough to keep doing it because they're gonna game plan around it. They're gonna game plan around it. Especially, you gotta think about it. I don't know if y'all realize this. Some of y'all do. I bet some of y'all don't. Everybody we playing against going forward in this conference has running quarterbacks. Kansas has running quarterback. UCF, we would have had one yesterday, but he was hurt. The one who don't run even tried to run yesterday. Kansas gonna run. Kansas State gonna run. Utah try to run. Who else we got? Oklahoma State quarterback. He can't run, but he might try. But they got a running back. Everybody gonna try to run. Cause they're gonna say Colorado just all we gotta do is step back, let the box clear. It's gonna be running lanes. They ain't gonna be no linebackers on the second level. The line D lineman gonna be standing up playing pity pat. We just gonna run. Because Shador did it, and the other guy did it yesterday. He got 82 rushing yards off of that. And they saw North Dakota do it. And they saw Colorado State do it. They'd be stupid not to try to do it. Trying to make these no look head down tackles. Yeah, he one of them he went all the way to the ankle. He do that every now and then. Head down to the ground, ball up like a turtle. And because he did that at Jackson State a couple times. And I don't know, he hit you in the mouth, but I don't know what that do when he go down and he kind of put his head on the ground and don't look. You're right. And one of them, fourth downs, he had a guy in the backfield. And instead of doing like he normally do and hit him, he decided to go at it's not the ankles, but the bottom of the cleats. And the boy just jumped over him. Like, I don't know what make him do that because he's a very sound tackler when he want to be. I don't know why he resort to that little turtle shell, Sonic the Hedgehog looking ball up tackle. And I know that would have been a big play. It was the fourth down. He bust right through there. And he went and did that little ball up tackle. Like you said, one looking. And the guy bounced off of him and made the run. And I think got the first down. Also on that play, the Travis Hunter bust that ball. I don't know why Simon Craig went to the inside because the BJ Green was already there. And the linebacker should have been scraping, but he committed too quick. Hill Green committed too quick to the right, and the guy bounced to the left. And it's like Simon Craig was at that second level too. He ran. I don't know what he was looking at. It wasn't like he was filling the gap that was uncovered. He ran right behind BJ Green, and the lineman sealed him. And that's why Travis Hunter was left out there by himself. Simon Craig really should have been there too. I actually recorded it. I would have played it, but I don't got no time for no copyright mess. So I ain't play it. And lastly, the special team coverage. Garbage. Special team coverage, super garbage, right? So that's what we dealing with, y'all. Special team, I already said, you got too many guys on that sideline who claim they want to play. I mean, we got a lot of depth at safety, like the people like Travis J, Herman Smith. I know he might have been out there. I'm like, I don't know. We just trying to have people who be on the special team just so they can travel. But if your buddy ain't do the job, then you got to stay at home. Stay at home, because I know some of the running backs and stuff may be out there just to travel, so you can say have a reason to go to the game. But like, we got too many guys. Where's Wester? Wester should be out there on those kick returns and stuff like that. We got Chainsaw Chaney should be out there on kickoff returns. These guys, these linebackers who not playing. I seen Jeremiah Brown kind of whiff through that punt return. I don't know what he kind of like side swipe that punt return, and it just didn't look like a lot of effort. But you got all these linebackers out there, and I don't know, maybe some of the receivers. I don't know. Don't just be out there just because you just trying to make the roster go on the trip, and like you ain't out there on the kickoff return ready to hit nobody, or you're not out there on the punt team, then punt returns. That ain't gonna cut it. Your special teams got to be good. You cannot be in a tight game and give up special teams plays. Like you killing the effort of your team by we stopped them, made them punt, they offense got out there, went 3 and out, and then we go out there and let them return the ball to our side of the field. We're playing a field position game at some point. And one of these games is going to be a legit field position game. You just created one yesterday by dumb stuff. Sometimes the refs make it dumb. But somebody gonna give you a hard-nosed game like Nebraska. That was a field position game. But what we did, we went through a pit and we had our back against the wall instead of being patient. Punt. They punted just as many times we did. Punt. Don't give up no easy touchdown, sacks and stuff. Let's go ahead and punt. Try it again later. Put them back on the other side. You got a good punter to do it. Don't turn around and make a dumb decision trying to do something to get sacked and fumble the ball. That's how. Speaking of that, that's how Tulane lost against Kansas State. The game was over. It was tied. They was in the red zone. All they needed was a field goal. The quarterback tried to do too much, like Shador be doing. They stripped the ball from him. He could either throw it away or just took the sack. They was in field goal position. They would have won the game. You can't do that. You got to play smart. Colorado had the tendency to do dumb stuff. It cost them a loss, and it caused them almost lost yesterday. From play calling, but also from just strategy, man. Your defense playing good, so you got no excuse not to just play the field position game. If your offense is slow, go ahead and punt it. Let your pride go. Don't try to go for it and then get a man the ball at halfway down the field. You know, that's what we at. Somebody asked, yeah. Well, Hank was on his face. I mean, they watch the film. How will see you dominate? I don't know. I mean, how do you dominate making mistakes? You can't dominate making simple mistakes. You can't dominate by, punting the ball inside the 10, inside the 5, and let the man almost return for a touchdown. You don't dominate like that. That's not dominant. You had two men right there. One halfway made the tackle. The other one stood back and watched. Like, he got it. Instead of team tackling him. And let the man break 4-5 tackles all the way down the field. That's not dominant. You're not going to dominate by kicking the ball, not in the end zone. Then your kickoff team, I mean, you can't get mad at the kicker. You are on the kickoff team. You're not there for a decoy. So if he just so happened to catch it, it is your job to tackle him. You can't be, well, why you didn't kick this on? Well, you out there. In that case, we don't need nobody running down the field. So you can't be on the kickoff team and let them return the kickoff. You put pressure on your team. They stop somebody or they just scored. And you turn around and get them a touchdown right back on. They didn't have to earn it. They just special teams better come up. Or you ain't dominating crap. Because then you keep like they showed right before we won the game. They were expecting us to lose. They showed a couple graphics. Coach Prime last year broke the record. The record was how many games he lost by a possession. That's what I've been telling people all season. Nobody want to acknowledge that. Everybody want to talk about, they're 4-8. That man lost 9 games by possession or less. That means by a touchdown or less. They put the graphics up there. They finally admitted it, but they put it out there with the I guess to confirm, they about to lose by a touchdown. But they ended up coming back. But they was ready to show, Coach Prano lost all these games by a touchdown. He lost a whole bunch of them by 3. They were showing the graphic like, and this is going to be another one. How do you do that? You played so bad last year. Your quarterback got hurt. Your line wasn't blocking. Yet, only 2 of the games that you lost was beyond a touchdown. You can add a third one in there where UCLA, they had another touchdown. They ended up beating by 10. Arizona beat you on a last-second field goal kick. Everybody, Arizona beat you. They beat you at the last second, and they got down there by a penalty. The penalties always work on the behalf of who Colorado play. The timing of them. Colorado make a big run, beep, make a big catch, beep, or they'll say, he didn't catch it. His foot was a mile away, but he was out of bounds. That's how Colorado lose. 1 or 2. That call against LeJontay Wester was designed to beat Colorado, y'all. I'm going to end on that. LeJontay Wester caught the ball a mile past the first down marker. It's supposed to stop the clock. So you position the ball. Sometimes you get down now, you spike it, whatever. The clock supposed to stop. They kept running the clock, y'all. They marked the ball a yard short. He was at least a yard past it. They didn't get Colorado that first down. Colorado was basically out of timeouts. It was basically, they only had 1 left, I believe, at that point. And Colorado was not even, they would have been on the other side of the 50 at that point. They took that back from them. So Colorado, they didn't have a lot of time left on the clock. Maybe about a minute. They took that ball, that clock ran for about another 10 seconds as they marked the ball, lined up, and all that. They didn't spike it. I think eventually they had to go ahead and take the time out. The reality is this. And then they had a penalty. They had a 10-second runoff. It was out of time. It was out of timeouts at that point. But they gave that boy the first down. Not only would the field position been better, but it's possible to save that timeout for later because the clocks would have, they would have got at least another 10, 15 seconds. So that play right there showed me they wasn't planning on Colorado to win. That little subtle stuff like that. Like, no, that man clearly, the replay, everything showed it. He was clearly, how do you mark him 2 yards different? Like, he caught the ball, foot came down, then they tackled him. They took him to where he was tackled at. Then his foot came down. Yeah, Marlon did what he needed to do. And that play right, that's it ended Colorado. But and then I think right after that, Will Shepard thudded it off his chest. Boy. That's what we're looking at, y'all. The referees ain't gonna help. I don't care what the total yards. The other team had penalties. They didn't have no penalties that took points off their board. They didn't have penalties at the point where it interrupted a major drive. Colorado, every time they get a penalty, is he about to score. Oh, he about to get first. It is what it is. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm glad they won. They're going against UCF. I hate that KSU lost. I do. They really should have lost to Tulane, really, honestly. They beat the mess out of Arizona. So much for Arizona. But you still better watch them. I wish Kansas State had a won because if we beat UCF, then we beat Kansas State. And Kansas State is the only ranked team we got to later. And they can all lose their rank by then. They don't have no excuse not to put Colorado barely missed the playoff. Go ahead and enjoy your bowl game. It is what you wanted, right? You got to beat some teams. Other than just getting to the, you got to get there anyway. Get to the bowl, get to the conference championship. And if you made it down, you should be there anyway. Because so many teams gonna be on loss and you ain't lost really. But Kansas State, I really wanted them to be undefeated and Colorado to be undefeated in the conference. So that would be a big game, and also that would be a significant game because that would be the point where Colorado finally no longer can be held out of being out of top 20 because you be the number 14 team there. So we are where we will need to be, undefeated in the conference. Only lost one game. I think they should handle business with UCF. That's going to look good for them because somebody else going to lose. Like I said, Oklahoma State, I think, play Kansas State next week. So one of them going to have their second loss in the conference. They pretty much knocked themselves out. And if I'm not mistaken, I mean, Oklahoma State not that good to me. If you stop their running game, they not. And Kansas State got a running quarterback. So it could be Oklahoma State. I want Kansas State to be as few losses as possible when they play Colorado because Colorado beat them. It has value, and we should definitely see Colorado in the top 20 at that point because they've been only lost one game, and everybody else losing. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Again, we're gonna be live down at UCF Tailgate, Unified Strength. Boop. I got word gonna be some gold shirts down there. Y'all want to hook up? Y'all want to get a ship? This is your chance to get free shipping. I'll pay that shipping. You see that scrolling at the bottom right there? What you say? Go ahead and order you one. Got the white, black, cream, and the new gold coming out. Grab the hoodie as you see at the end. I'm Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. This thing is moving. If you with the buffs, show you with them. It's a long season left. We're gonna be right here. So you're going to be following. Make sure you're here. Also, check us out on Facebook. Greg said it. I'm building that up. Facebook. I like to drop a lot of infographics and stuff that I can't hear. So follow us here. Yeah, we're there on Twitter. Greg said it. We're also on Instagram. Throw stuff up there a little bit. I'm trying to get more active there. Facebook. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Appreciate y'all coming through. And as always, I will talk to y'all real soon. Y'all have a good one.